Let's talk about Persona 5 Tactica, because this game absolutely surprised me. To be honest, 2023 is the year of surprises for me. There's so many games I didn't think I would love that I ended up loving, and this game is very good for a variety of reasons. Now, honestly, Atlas announced Persona 5 Tactica, and everyone was like, "Boo, you stink!" Because people are getting sick of seeing this crew kind of milked over and over again, even if the sequels and side games have been of quality. Strikers was a fantastic game in my opinion, and honestly underrated in the action combat system department. And once again, they almost flawlessly brought their Persona 5 gameplay over into strategy combat now, and it's just so much fun. And then another thing that's kind of keeping me hooked is the new characters and the story in general. For me, Atlas is absolutely killing it right now with dialogue and characters. Every game they release, I'm just always eager to know what is going to happen in the story next, and I always get so into the characters. This is not going to be a full-fledged review because I haven't finished the game, but I wanted to get my thoughts out because I'm having such a great time, and I wanted to talk about what I think is so good about this game. But it may appear again in my channel for RPG lists or in general. I might even make a full-fledged review when I finish. But Persona 5 Tactica has really surprised me. At first, I looked at the art style. I was like, it kind of looks like a mobile game. But you know what? There's so much effort and honestly budget put into the cutscenes, whether they're anime cutscenes or the 3D rendered ones, to where these characters really come to life. And then you got your normal portraits that are always really animated, and the dialogue, like they have so many voice acted scenes. I was pretty surprised. Like, I should have known. After Strikers, I should have been like, okay, these side games are going to have a lot of content to them. But still, I went into this and there was so much new music, so much new dialogue and voice acting. I was like, okay, they took this game seriously. Another thing that kind of surprised me is I was worried the no exploring factor was going to get to me because I love exploring palaces and stuff in Persona games. But with this game, they changed up the gameplay so much. Even the side quests, you would think they would just put you in the same areas and have you fight enemies again, right? No, they actually have really interesting challenges where it'll be like, get to the end of this area in one turn, or kill every enemy in one turn, and they'll have all these explosive barrels placed around everywhere, or they'll set the team for you and you can't really choose your party members. But it all just comes together with worthwhile content. That's why I've been so pleased with the last couple Persona games, is they just have a lot of content, whether it's fun story moments, a lot of fun gameplay, or just good extras like when you're crafting personas or when you're finding new tricks in dungeons. There's just a lot to consume, and it's usually all of quality. If I had one thing to critique, I think they could have added in a little bit of exploring, even if you were just kind of going around a few rooms looking for chests, because it's just always so fun to explore these palaces because they're so aesthetically creative to look at. One thing I gotta mention that's hilarious is they call the dungeons castles in this game. So we went from palaces to jails to castles. It's kind of funny. So keep that in mind. You're definitely gonna see some repeated story type things that you would find in a Persona 5 game. But two things: if you enjoy strategy combat systems and you're looking for a brand new type of game that's not Fire Emblem or something you've already played before, I definitely think you should try this out. Maybe wait for a small sale, but this game has a lot of content in it, so you'll honestly get your money's worth in my opinion. But if you love the Persona 5 cast and you loved Persona 5 Strikers, you gotta play this. It's a continuation of the story almost, and I think you'll be right at home. The gameplay loop of Persona 5 Tactica is very fun to me. It's honestly pretty easy. It's more linear than the other Persona games for sure. You basically have your main quests, and when you click that, you're gonna get a basic cutscene explaining what's going on, and then you go into your level where you're pretty much just gonna battle it out and do your strategy. And then you go back to your hub where you have the options to go into your Velvet Room to make personas like you normally can, or you could talk to your teammates, which actually give you SP to level up skills. It's basically like mini social links to show side social events with the characters. And then they have side quests, which I actually think are pretty damn good in this game. They're just unique challenges, basically. There'll be like a funny little cutscene beforehand. One of them, for example, is like, hey, I want to test out bombs. And then the challenge of the side mission was defeat all the enemies in one turn, which sounds pretty ridiculous, right? But they set up a bunch of bombs around the map, and basically your goal is to figure out how can you blow them all up and wipe out all the enemies. There's a whole bunch of things like that, so I never get bored, to be honest. It's just a very straightforward pace you're going to be going at the whole time. You know, you're going to get your talking side quest done, you're going to go do your battle side quests, and then you're going to go into your main story. Upgrading your guns is pretty easy as well, and your skill tree is nothing too crazy. And honestly, the weirdest thing for sure is your whole whole team shares a level. The Phantom Thieves have one level to themselves, they're not individually, and you basically assign everyone a persona to edit their stats. So it does work totally different than a normal persona, and there's less RPG elements, but when you get into combat, the amount of skills and inherited skills and super cool things you could do from the Persona series, like all-out attacks and one mores, that is all there, and that's where the bulk of the fun comes in. You're going to be strategizing, and most of those RPG elements come inside of combat, not necessarily outside of combat building your team. Although your skill tree does let you set up your units in a way where there's some variety, but again, you're not really focusing on how do you build everyone, you're honestly focusing on how can I wipe out all these enemies the most efficient way. I do want to touch on the Day 1 DLC because Atlas seriously has a problem with this stuff. Now, the thing that sucks about Atlas is they put out quality stuff, so I end up always buying their cheap DLC, which is so annoying. So, of course, they drop a Kasumi and a Akechi DLC Day 1. And the DLC is actually very good. It has a lot of content, brand new music, brand new gameplay mechanics. Now, this DLC takes place before the base game, so you really don't need it to understand anything. You have a full base game with a lot of package in it with your main game, but yeah, it's Kasumi and Akechi is in the DLC, which makes everyone want to play it, so it is very annoying. So if you don't want to support that, I totally support you in not wanting to support that, but Persona 5 Tactica actually has been such a joy, and I'm happy to have another Persona 5 game. I don't even care. This team keeps bringing us quality combat, quality storyline, so even if it's like the 4th Persona 5 crew game, I don't even care. It's been a total blast. If you enjoy Persona 5 at all, I could totally recommend this game. If you enjoy strategy games, I could probably recommend this game. So yeah, I will definitely be updating you guys through my full experience with this game. I also have a very amazing video coming out showcasing all the awesome combat systems of 2023. So I thank you if you made it this far in the video, so look forward to that. I always appreciate you guys watching my videos. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on Persona 5 Tactica. Hopefully this helped inform anybody who maybe wanted the game. I hope you guys have the best day ever. I will see you in the next video very soon. Peace.